Hello everyone, my name is General Fancy Pants, and welcome back to Edna and Harvey, Harvey's New Eyes. When we last left off, we were playing a little role-playing game with these three guys, and then there's obviously the Dungeon Master as well, who is kind of narrating for us at the moment, instead of the normal narrator. And we basically got to a point where all of these our three companions here are sleeping at the moment. And then there's this mysterious NPC and a safety kettle. And right now, I don't really know what to do at the moment. So, oh, there's a wood log here. Let's take a look at that.
You don't need to roll to figure that out. They're logs.
Okay, can we take those? Alright. Now we can go to the Goblin Gorge, so I think that's what I'll do next here. Because I think when we talked to the mysterious NPC, we talked to him last time and that didn't really get us too far. We also picked up this ball last time as well, which we don't really know what to do with that yet either, so on to the gorge. Alright, and it looks like we have this ooh.
Well, well, is that the legendary army of Hoth Mortigor? A little girl with braids? Fabulous. Oh, why so angry, little girl? You're not here to declare war, are you? It would almost make a pleasant distraction, putting your feet up and drinking tea all the time. In the long run, it's not good for my goblin army. But why should I sound the horn for battle? My scouts told me about your lazy companions. You can't possibly think you can defeat my army with those dopes. I hardly think so. As long as we're not being attacked, I'll stick to the advice of this friendly traveler. Wait and see, and drink tea.
Lilligrim was boiling with rage. She was very close to throwing a tantrum, but something was holding her back.
Okay, so we learned that the Goblin King is not really intending to go to war with us, especially because, well, nobody's really fit to do any sort of battling, and also his army is just way too powerful for us. And it sounds like this, perhaps this guy also talked to him as well, but we don't really know that for sure. And Lily is just... her face kind of doesn't show it, but she is getting pretty angry at all of this stuff, but she can't quite seem to actually get angry for whatever reason. So let's talk to the mysterious NPC again.
But, what's got you so worked up? Let me guess. You spoke to the Goblin King, and now you're furious because there's not going to be a battle. Aren't you happy that I found a peaceful alternative to fighting? Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? I've already got your friends wrapped around my little finger. And as long as everyone stays calm, that's how it's going to stay. Just face it. I've got it all under control. And as you know, throwing a temper tantrum is just bad behavior. So be a good little barbarian warrioress and take a nap.
Okay, so this is kind of starting to look like one of the blocks that is on us right now about getting angry. We don't really know who the mysterious NPC is yet, but for some reason we just can't seem to get angry. And maybe it's time we try and figure out how we can actually get angry. Well, one thing we do have here is this safety kettle, which maybe is preventing us from becoming angry. And as like semi-common phrase of becoming angry is blowing your top. So maybe we have to make the safety kettle explode somehow. So we see that there's this kind of this release valve right here, and then you have your fire down here. So let's see if we can maybe plug up this release valve with the ball.
Good! The ball was stuck, but the pressure in the cauldron still wasn't enough for something to happen.
Alright, well we do have this firewood. We can add some more wood and make the fire even hotter and more potent so that the pressure will build. So let's put that on the campfire.
You try putting the logs on the fire. Roll for sneak and hide so Sadragalot doesn't wake up. Done! The logs were in the fire.
But child, what are you doing? This noise can't possibly be good for the group harmony. Without wanting to rush you, maybe now is the time for controlled, well-considered action. If you proceed with the required calm, I'm sure you'll be able to defuse the situation before there's a disaster. I really must insist. You stop making that sound. Can't you see that you're threatening to destroy the idyllic calm?
Nah, I think I'm just gonna let it go. And off it goes. Right in the middle of the goblin army.
That's to arms! They've declared war on us! Sound the horn!
That sound. I have to keep calm. No. Enough. I can't take it anymore.
Ah, it's a
This
Harvey.
noise is driving me crazy.
Okay.
I'm losing control. To arms.
Ah, that's pleasant. His head exploded.
Finally, the fun part of the role-playing game began. The group stormed the battlefield with no restraint. They were led by Lilligren, who furiously swung her berserker sword in circles.
Sword.
And as the dice rolled in the institution, so did the heads of goblins in Hoth Modagor. It seems it is a good idea to occasionally vent your rage.
Yes.
It was a
see
short
that.
battle. The goblins were powerless against the fury unleashed by the group. The plans of the Goblin King were thwarted.
Lilligrim found the defeated monarch cowering beneath one of the support beams of the dam.
Lily. Poor, foolish Lily. That was a terrible mistake.
Lilligrim was still wondering
Yeah.
what he meant
What does that mean?
when she heard an ominous crack above her.
Oh. Pink water everywhere.
When the pink floods had subsided, our heroes were faced with an incredible sight. The Valley of Unpleasant Memories.
Oh boy.
Will you look at that?
I have to admit, I'm really blown away.
We shouldn't be here.
Ha! You've always been quite the comedian, Snippo.
No, I mean it. This valley is cursed. I heard that. Wait a second. Lily?
What's wrong with her?
Uh-oh. What? What? Oh. Gravy.
Do we get XPs now?
Give me the XPs.
Lily had seen the truth. I'm sure you can imagine how she felt at that moment.
Can't
You
even begin.
can't?
No.
Oh, well. Who knows what really goes on in the mind of a little girl?
Who knows indeed. That's pleasant.
Do you feel all right, little girl? Little girl. Hello? Are you okay? I was worried, you know? Brr. Am I crazy, or did it just get colder in here?
Well, that was quite the revelation. So Lily found out, and we all found out, that all of her classmates died because of her actions. Although I'm sure you probably figured that out already, based on the fact that everyone was dead right in the spot where they actually died, and they only covered it up with pink paint, or painting the blood pink, or whatever you want to call it, you want to look at it. But yes, Lily finally realized what she had done, or not she had done directly, of course, but inadvertently had done. But she seems to have gotten it over pretty quick, so let's move on. Alright, so let's see, we have this iron door right here. Let's take a look at that.
Lily was certain. Somewhere in the dark uncertainty, there she would find her friend.
Alright, let's see if we can open the door.
The door was firmly locked.
Okay, well, we do have this knitting needle. Maybe we can pick the lock with that, but we have to... Well, we already have it unlocked there, so we can use sharp objects. So let's use the knitting needle on the iron door.
Lily decided to pick the lock using her sewing needle. And yet again, Lily proved her incompetence. What a shame. Lily just didn't have the skills.
That's too bad. Okay, can we take the knitting needle back? Alright, well, let's see if we can talk to the Harvey doll. Maybe this gate is the same gate that we saw when we were unlocking the use sharp objects. Since we can't pick it here, maybe we can pick it over there. Since we found out, I'll just talk over this because we've seen it many times. Since we found out that the world where the dragon one is actually the role-playing game world that the 4 guys were playing in. So we might have the skill there because of the nature of the fantasy world and the fantasy role-playing game. Now actually it looks like we can actually cross over this way. It looks like a bridge has been created. So let's go this way real quick, just see if there's anything here that we can look at or take. And it looks like here's an arrow. Let's take a look at that.
Lily was always happy when something was left over. But usually it was only breadcrumbs and bones and things like that.
Okay, so let's take the arrow. I'm sure that will come in handy, as that's our only item right now in our inventory. There's the dead chicken from before. Alright, let's see if we can open the gate this way.
The door was firmly locked.
Okay, so let's use the arrow maybe to pick the lock. It seems like a pretty big lock. The arrow could fit in it. And we might have to roll for a little bit of dexterity and perception. Maybe. So let's take a try. Or maybe we'll just put the arrow into the lock and it'll work just fine. Or
The door was firmly locked.
maybe that was only the first part.
What a shame. Lily just didn't have the skills.
Let's try one more time.
What a shame. Lily just didn't have the skills.
Okay, so we don't have the skills, so let's take the coffee. Maybe we need to get our XPs. let's go back to the role-playing room. And let's talk to Adrian.
You're certainly a brave warrioress. All of Hoth Motigor is in your debt.
Okay, let's talk to maybe Peter.
You?
It's so depressing. I'm supposed to award experience points to improve a talent. Expressive dance, making music, lockpicking.
Lockpicking,
I
you
don't
say?
actually want to be able to do any of those things. Isn't there a talent such as accepting one's fate? Or assigning experience points without experiencing an existential crisis?
Peter's dithering made Lily furious. Couldn't the notorious whiner make even the most basic decisions? Lily would have liked to smack him across the face, but something held her back.
Alright, well, we do have the getting angry block going on right now, so let's unlock that and go into some nerd rage. Wow, that was a pretty good smack.
You're right.
He
I'll
lost a
just
tooth.
increase pick locks, and that's it. There. Why don't you just hold on to the character sheet? I don't want anything to do with it anymore.
Okay, so now let's go back to the hallway. Now that we have lock picking on our character sheet, or Peter's character sheet, hopefully that'll be sufficient. And we can skip over this. No, I can't. Oh, yeah, I can skip over it. We've seen that plenty of times. So we'll just skip over it. Alright, now that we have some lockpicking skill, let's see if we can maybe unlock the gate now.
It sounded crazy, but she now actually had the skill to pick locks. Done. The gate was open. She wondered if...
Oh, yes. If the gate is unlocked here, and certainly it is, sure enough.
It was true. She'd opened the real gate during her trance. The path to the asylum's tower was now free. Somewhere in the dark uncertainty, there she would find her friend.
Alright.
Without really thinking about it, Lily took the stuffed rabbit with her. If she was going to enter Dr. Marcel's realm, she didn't want to do it alone, like she usually did.
So now she has a Harvey doll friend. Alright, so we are upstairs now in the asylum. And we will explore this area in the next episode. So I'll see you next time on Edna and Harvey, Harvey's New Eyes. Until then.